Hi everyone. Before you dive into the episode, I just wanted to interrupt really quickly. You're gonna dive into this episode and you're gonna hear me call this podcast the Holistic Hustle Podcast. And that is because it used to be the old name of this podcast. And it was an amazing ride. I'm so grateful for the Holistic Hustle Podcast and what it served. But recently I've decided to rebrand the podcast based off the evolution of my own journey, my own story, and where God is calling me to go next. And so now the rebrand, which you may know already, is called Wisdom is Wealth. Didn't want you to be confused, so dive into this episode. They were an amazing episode, amazing guests, amazing insights, and enjoy.
I want to achieve and I want to be recognized and I want to be validated, when really what happens is that's a journey of you giving that to yourself.
Hi, I'm Justin Buonamo, and this is Holistic Hustle. Holistic Hustle is doing things for the right reasons, working hard for the right reasons. The healthy balance of what work and progression and accomplishment and success should actually look like. Welcome back to another episode of the Holistic Hustle Podcast with Justin Buonamo. I've got one of my favorite people in the world with me today, Anna, who is a soul purpose or Dharma coach who is based in the Bay Area in Northern California. She's a fiance to her high school sweetheart, my boy Gino. Tell him I said what's up. Kid's a legend. And together they have their fur babies, Milo, Delilah, and Remy. She recently launched her own business, Light Oasis, whose mission is to guide those searching for their purpose through self-discovery, healing, and achieving inner harmony in order to build a purpose-filled business of their own. Light Oasis emerged as a response to personal struggles, reminding us all that the light we seek is within. So true. It's Anna's mission with Light Oasis to impact those who are searching for the more in their lives and to remind them it's already within them, which is just so true. And so before I welcome Anna in officially, this person is very, very special to me that I have on this podcast today. She is one of my original clients. And with that, we have just grown. I don't even want to call it a friendship because it's a little bit deeper, right? It's a little bit deeper than a friendship. And, you know, we've seen many sides, many phases, many seasons, many things of each other, you know, and you get to see people's character through not just successes, but through tension and through struggle. I think that's really when our character truthfully comes out. And Anna and I have spent the past 4 to 5 years together. And again, being very close, I think we've seen each other go through tension, right? And I've seen Anna go through several different seasons of tension. And all that happens is she just becomes more of a beautiful human being in the process that not only inspires me, but everyone around her. And she uses what she's gone through, the good and the bad, to make this world a better place, which is a leader of leaders. And so you guys are in for a treat today. Before this even gets started, share this with as many people as you know. And I promise you, you're going to be the hero in the group chat because of sharing the magic that Anna's going to bring here today. So Anna, I love you. Welcome to the show.
I love you so much. Thank you for that. Seriously, my heart is like, I love you so much. And I'm so grateful for all the things that we've gone through together, all the learning I've done from you, the moments getting to teach you too. It's just like we have such a beautiful dance with each other of learning and growing and just going through this crazy life together. It's really special. So thank you.
Absolutely. Especially when you just tie into the business world, right? Like business is just a problem, solving problems that creates more problems. And I feel like, you know, I've been really saying this in full transparency to a lot of our clients. I was like, I feel like you need me and Anna, like, you know, and for many different reasons. And so, you know, you mentioned it in the bio a little bit around how Light Oasis came through personal struggles, but would you be able to elaborate on that a little bit more? Because I'm curious, you know, what happened in your life to make you want to become a spiritual life coach and energy healer? And, you know, I have in my notes a damn good one at that.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So first and foremost, if we're taking this way, way back, it really came from a place of I was that special one in the family, or I was, you know, the woo one, the spiritual one, the weird one, whatever. Like things just happened that I like you cannot deny, right? And so if you really want to take it back, that's where it starts. But where this came from is just really living a life where I was so disconnected. Like I was so connected as a kid and I was like, okay, these weird things are happening. My grandpa, when he passed away, he like sent us certain signs and signals and like to me and my family. And so I wasn't crazy because they saw it too, but I just felt things a little bit differently. Um and then throughout life I just started getting disconnected. I started, like you go through school, you meet certain people, you meet the teachers, you meet people that say mean things to you, and you start losing yourself, right?
Mm, mm,
And so then here comes all the I want to achieve and I want to be recognized and I want to be validated. When really what happens is that's a journey of you giving that to yourself. And
mm,
so I just felt like so much of my life I spent asleep. I say that a lot. Like I was asleep to my life. And I didn't recognize and realize the beautiful things that were actually happening because I was so wanting to be seen by other people, but I was not seeing myself. So, of course, there were a lot of other things in there too, but I just, I truly believe that our lives will be so chaotic until we ground some kind of spiritual piece to that. And spiritual doesn't have to mean like woo woo and crystals and tarot cards and all of that. Like it doesn't have to be all the witchy stuff. Really, what it means to be spiritual is to be so present to your life
mm.
and to live every day knowing that you're made for more and that you came here with a purpose and it's your duty to embody that and devote your life to that. That's spiritual.
Yeah.
So,
It's such a
yeah,
great definition. I love that. And well, first off, just going back, I can kind of relate, just like always being the different one, the special one. And a lot of times, most times, like that's not well received by other people. And what they
right,
project onto you is like, not you're different and you're special, but like you're wrong. Whether they use that word or not, it
right,
feels like that. And so,
right.
um, and then talking through your definition of spirituality, right? Like it helps you return back home, if you will, right? And would you say
Mhm.
that a big part of spirituality is just like believing and grounding in something greater than us?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. And also like rooting in ourselves, connecting to ourselves and knowing that there's no separation between you and whatever that bigger thing is. It doesn't matter whether you think it's God, Jesus, Buddha, um, energy, like it's love. The point of
Mm,
the matter is that it's love and
mm,
nothing can get in the way of that. Like when you feel that connection,
mm,
nothing can stand in the way. That's
mm.
spiritual. That's you being so present to your life.
That. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that
Yeah.
definition. And so, as y'all can see, just a little bit of a different take that Anna has on some of these topics, spirituality, energy. And I know I'm biased because I know her well, but also because I know her well and know what she has going on behind the scenes and know some of her clients, it's very effective, right? Very effective.
Mm,
People love what she teaches and what she brings to the table. And so I'd be curious, what is a popular piece of advice in the energy or the spiritual coaching world that you don't agree with? Hit
I
them with
love
it.
this question so much. I love it so much. Yes. Um, in the spiritual world, you will hear many times that you should not be getting paid for your gifts. And I call bullshit.
I like that.
Yes, it is. It's so crazy because like you ask this question and you're like the finance guy, the money guy, like you're just known for that. But truly, Justin, like everyone in this world should be monetizing some part of their gifts. And also, I believe that they should give some for free
Mhm.
because that's your contribution to this world. that
Mhm.
is how you give, right? And so, oh, I really believe that as a spiritual person, that it is an energy exchange. Like, I can, Justin, I can look at a person with their permission, obviously. I can look at a person, I can see their energy, I can see what aura
Mm.
they have, I can see what blocks they have, I can tell what energy centers are not in alignment and how that's going to lead to a limiting belief and how that limits themselves in their lives and how they're blocking themselves from their abundance and how that leads into toxic behaviors in business and all of these things. And you're telling me that I shouldn't be paid for that? You're telling me that that is not labor?
I'm with
Like,
you.
no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So it's just, it takes so much energy from me
Yeah.
to be able to do the work that I do. And again, there is a place for free, there is a place for contribution, there is a place for giving yourself. But I've done that. I've put in the work, I've done the free work, and when it feels aligned for me, I still offer it.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
But I also have a life to live,
Hmm.
and i should be I should be valued and honored for my time that I give, right?
Mm.
And if anyone in your world, if any of your listeners are in that realm,
Yeah.
I encourage you, I encourage you to really like stand in your power with that
Yeah.
and allow yourself to have everything that you want. Like you're
Yeah.
allowed to have everything that you want and you should.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's such a good answer. And I'm honestly surprised that that's actually a piece of advice in the spiritual realm. I didn't realize that because I'm not
Yes.
in it as a coach, but I'm in it heavily as a consumer. And I'm like, as you're saying, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense to me because I think it's the
I
most
know.
valuable thing that you can invest your money in, right? Like,
Right.
there is like I've been on my own spiritual journey these past 2 years, and you've helped me a ton with it, right? You and I've worked together a little bit with this,
Yeah.
but I've worked with Jake for 2 years now, right? It's my number
Hmm.
one expense each month. I don't even want to call it number one investment each month, like the largest dollar amount that I
Investment.
invest each month, right? And
Yeah.
it's been the best investment that I've ever made. Right. And
Hmm.
you and him and everybody else I know in this industry are phenomenal at what you do. Right. It's almost
Thank
hard to put
you.
a price tag on it, let alone
Yeah.
argue charging for it in the first place. Right.
Yeah.
And so that caught me off guard a little bit. And the best way possible, because I'm thoroughly agreeing with you, just from my own experience as a consumer, right? From your
Mhm.
services and from other people's like Jake's and just what they've done for me, not even just financially or business wise, life in totality, right? Like we always do.
Yes.
And inside the JFF community, like there is Justin before Jake and there's Justin after Jake, and
Yeah. Yeah.
he's a spiritual life coach for males, right? And so,
Hmm.
very similar industry, if you will, as Anna. But also what really stood out to me too, is I'm thinking that like, being the money guy, I'm always been a huge fan of the quote that we are paid into direct proportion to the value that we put out into the world. Right.
Mm.
And also, or simply put, like the people that are of value, businesses that are of highest value, right, are businesses that get paid the most, right? Because
Yeah.
to business or a person of value means that you have an incredible solution to a major problem, right? And there's a major problem out in this world that people like, they want more out of their life. They have no idea how to figure that out there and how to become enough, right? And,
Yes.
your services provide them that solution, lead them to those answers. And it's just like, I'm not really sure what's more valuable, right? And so to try to
Right.
justify you shouldn't charge for that. Again, as you can see, I'm honestly authentically baffled by that
Yeah.
being a piece of advice in your world because I always say like price is what you get, price is what you pay, value is what you get, and your value should massively exceed the price, right? And
Hmm.
I don't even care what you charge, right? Because the value always will exceed that price because of the gap or you are the bridge. I see it as right between where people are in life and where they want to be. right?
Yeah.
And the service
Yes.
are that bridge, and it's just like
Yes.
it's priceless, let alone should be argued to not charge for. And
Yeah.
definitely there's a time and a place to have free stuff like right now. Free, right? No one's paying for this. You know what I mean? And
Right.
so time and a place for it. But at the end of the day, the energy exchange that you give, coupled with like, I know the work that you've done in the background to become, I don't want to use the word certified, but certified one of them, but like just to
Hmm.
become credential, not the other word, legitimate, like to legitimize
Yeah.
yourself to actually be able to do the things that you said that you do and that I know that you do. Like, bro, that ain't free. Not even money,
Right.
time and energy wise, and the space that you
Right.
hold. I bet you if you've got a couple of meetings back to back with a couple of your clients, like you're probably going to need a 3 to 4 hour nap afterward just because of what it takes from you. And so just a little
Yeah.
tangent here on why I agree with Hannah. Kind of the
I
scope of this
appreciate
podcast
it
about
though.
yeah.
I appreciate it. And really, I want to say this too, Justin, is because so there's spiritual life coach, but then, life coach takes certain credentials and it takes time, money, energy. But then there's also this um service, I guess. There's this gifting that I have as an energy healer too. And that's what people have a problem with charging. But
Hmm.
why? Why? Right? And it's everything that we just talked about, but it's people believe that if you have these gifts, these intuitive gifts, and you're able to facilitate a space of healing, to not be paid for that is just, I don't know. All in all, I think it's ridiculous and I don't agree with it. And I feel that everyone should be honored for anything and everything that they bring to the table.
For sure. And like a big part of providing value to this world, the best way to provide value to this world is utilize your gifts. And like then you get
Yes,
paid in direct proportion to that. So I'm with you, and
yes,
I'm sure everybody listening to this is as well.
yeah,
And I think that if not, let's convince them a little bit more. So you are probably one of the best. I know we just came up with this phrase in a group chat today, or yesterday, but you're probably one of the best purpose architects I know. And I think a
yeah,
part of this is because you're so good at helping people find what's missing so they can finally feel enough, which is honestly the name of your amazing program, Enough. And so, can you tell us a
yes,
little bit about how you do that and maybe some results you've seen with your clients?
yeah. Which, by the way, I love that name. One of my mentors said that to me. She's like, "You're like a purpose architect." I was like, "I'm taking that. I'm running with it." Because,
Yeah,
yes, that's what I do. I have all the tools, all the resources, everything that we need to really co create your energetic blueprint and what you're here to put out into the world. Right. And so that's what an architect does. We have all the blueprints. We need to know how to execute. Right. So,
mm,
at the end of the day, there's something that you said, and you said to help people find what's missing so they can finally feel enough, right? And what I want to start off with is that no one is missing anything. Everything that they need is already within them.
mm,
Absolutely everything that you need to live a life in your purpose and on purpose is within you. No ifs, ands, or buts.
so good.
But like I said before, we forget. We forget, right? And it's kind of like when you're at the airport and you take one of those bullet trains or whatever they're called, those trains, and they leave you off at all the terminals, right? No matter what, you're going to get to the same destination. But in life, we want to be like, oh, okay, what's over here at this terminal? Like what coffee do they have over here?
Yeah.
Oh, what restaurants do they have over here? Oh, I can get a book here, right? Oh, this is shiny. This is cute. I love this. And so we're forgetting the destination, but no matter what, we're going to get there anyway.
Hmm. Hmm.
No matter what, we're going to get there. But we want to go experience, we want to see, we want to go look at things that aren't the truth of where it is that we're actually going, right? And so what I do in Enough is to help you remember and facilitate a safe, sacred, beautiful, real, authentic space for you to remember who the fuck you are. You know, like really, that's what it comes down to. I don't know if you cuss on here, but
No,
sorry,
we
not
do.
sorry.
No, we do. You're fine. But it was needed though
So
for that statement because it's so important.
yes, yeah. And it really helps you like solidify that, okay, this is what I'm here to do, you know? So with my strategy, it's called creating change the enough way. And enough, I don't know what it's called. It's like an acronym. Is that what they're called?
Yep, exactly.
Where you take the first letter. A
Yep.
what?
Yeah, that is. It's an acronym.
Oh, it
Yep.
is. Okay. I was like, I don't know if that's the right word, but creating change the enough way. So enough is an acronym. And what we do in enough is the work of strategy and spirituality.
I love that.
Strategy is spiritual.
Yeah.
Strategy is spiritual. Like if you really, yes, yes. If you really think about it, strategy, if you're looking through the lens of it requires intention to
Mm.
be strategic. It requires you to have a purpose. There's an end goal that we have, right? It requires us aligning to that. And so with that strategy, we're going to talk the acronym. So enough. E is energy. Every single person in this world, me, you, everyone here, we all have a frequency that we operate in. And we create change by aligning to the energy that we want to operate in. But we forget what that energy is. There's an energy that you already carry. If you're saying, I'm not enough, if you're saying, um, well, you know, I would create change, but this person doesn't support me, or I didn't have the resources growing up. That's an energy that you're carrying. We can also carry the energy of, I'm here to learn. I would like to know how, right? And so really all this means is that we have to get back to that energy of going back to that childlike self. Where is the wonderment? Where is the curiosity? Where is the like fun in life? That's the energy that we want to go to.
I needed that.
Yes. We all need that reminder. I need to remind myself every morning.
That's very true.
Like, how can I not take myself so seriously today? Right?
Yeah.
So, N, we have our non-negotiables. Call it boundaries, call it values, call it devotions, rituals, whatever it is that you want. There's these non-negotiables that we all need to have in our lives in order to operate at the right frequency, in the right energy. Then we have openness, and creating change equals being open to all possibilities, even the ones that you think are right. We have to be open to, what if you're wrong? What if there's this whole other life that's being created for you that is already written in the stars, that's already in your human design, right? Like, what if?
What
What
if?
if? It's just being open to that.
Mm.
That's a requirement of creating change the enough way. Then we have unveiling, literally pulling back the veil and realizing, like, I feel like this is the juiciest part of the program, because if I think of all my clients, it's when they have this moment of like, oh shit, like I've been living life in this way. I it's really changing that facade of like, I'm fine. We go through so much of our lives saying like, I'm fine. Um, yeah, the relationship is fine, the job is fine, the income is fine, but I call bullshit. Like, we don't want fine. We want juicy. We want delicious. We want,
Yeah.
I just can't get enough of this life, right?
I love it.
It's just, we have to unveil that. We have to unveil the truth of, so many people are like, but it's just enough. Also, why my program is called Enough. Yeah, it's enough. I make enough money. I make I make enough time for my friends and family. Fuck that. Like, I want it all. I want
Hmm.
it all, and I'm allowed to have it all. And I need it to feel so fulfilled in my life,
So good.
right?
I agree.
Then yes, then we have growth and habits. So, growth is just being grateful for the growth that we will have and also being grateful for the growth that we have had. It's really important to look at that part because a lot of the clients that come into my world, they they only want to see forward. They're like, I want this business, I want this amount of money, I want this relationship, I want a different, relationship with my parents, but they won't see how far they've come. You have to give time and gratitude for that, right? Like you have gotten this far. There are people that unfortunately haven't even made it here. So being so freaking grateful and grounded in that growth. And then habits is where my special sauce comes in.
Hmm.
It's really creating that changing the frequency, changing everything in your life, and having your habits reflect that. It's not habits as in like drink a gallon a day of water a day, eat these macros, go work out for an hour, make sure this is cardio, make sure this is weightlifting. No, yes, that can be part of it if that's what you want it to be. But these are habits that are going to bring harmony to your life.
Hmm.
And what are those? And how can you ground in every morning and night knowing what those are?
Hmm.
Right? And nothing speaks volumes like taking aligned action. Aligned action. You could talk about creating change in your life all day, but if you're not doing it, there's no integrity in that. And
Yeah.
that was such a big part of my story of I was talking all this talk and I was like, why isn't this happening for me? Why am I not getting the blah 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 blah? It's because I wasn't aligning my actions to what it was to what I was saying. And so that's why I hold so much, I feel like reverence with the habits part,
Yeah.
because that's really how we create change. That's really where the secret sauce is. So
Man,
there we
I'm
go.
mind blown. I know that acronym already, and I'm over here taking notes. I'm like, I'm not taking notes to respond as a guest. I'm taking notes as my own from my own consuming standpoint, and
Oh,
just
I love it.
and it's just, oh man, like I'm just gonna say this out loud, like you're about to blow up. Like we just got to get you in front of more people because what you have is everything that people need. Like, I know, right now you have four clients that I know very well. One of them works for
Mhm.
me, right? And there
Yeah.
is, like I said before, there is a before Justin or before Jake Justin and after Jake Justin. This woman's name, we'll just call her Amy. It's not a real name, but there is a before Anna Amy and there is an after Anna Amy. And the only difference of that transformation, of that evolution, was her working with Anna. And
Mm,
that value that you
thank
just
you.
got from Anna, of course, that she just got from Anna from her breaking that down, right, on maybe a couple of minutes snippet on a podcast, right, was so valuable. Imagine when you actually work with her, right? And so if something is standing out to you here, if you feel a pull, if you feel motivated, if you feel inspired, I promise you that's God. I promise you that's your highest self. I promise you that's the truth. Right. I always tell people that in the
Mhm.
moment when you feel like, oh my gosh, this is an opportunity here, this is inspiring, this is talking directly to me, like act on that right there. Because what's going to happen,
Yeah.
you're going to stop listening to this podcast. You're going to go back to old habits, old thought patterns. Other people that are in your life are going to project their limiting beliefs and energy onto you. And all of a sudden, you're going to miss the opportunity to act on something that will be absolutely life changing, like stepping into Anna's world. So, with this next instruction, I beg you to act on it. Right. And so, Anna, what are some next steps people can take to connect and learn more from you?
Yes, I love everything that you just said too. It's so true. Just if you are, so there's three kinds of women that come into my world and we just we gotta give them what they need, right? So the first girl is the girl that you're talking to is, I'm freaking ready. I'm tired. Enough is enough. I enough is enough, and also enough is enough.
Mm.
I can create the change that I want to create in my world, but I'm in charge of it. I'm enough as I am, and I want to be that version of myself that I see myself as. So if you're that girl, please, like, you don't have to do anything. You just come into my world, you say, I'm ready, let's freaking go. And I freaking love working with women like you. The second girl, she has a few questions. She's
Yeah.
like, I need logistical answers. And like, okay, we can do that. You can book a call with me. We'll take 30 minutes and just see, we'll answer your questions and anything that you need to feel safe and um, sure in yourself about moving forward with this co-creative relationship. We'll do that. And then my third girl, she's like, I need a little more time. I need to evaluate you a little bit more, which I'm fine with. So, what I want to do, Justin, is I will send you a link
Mhm.
for you to have in the show notes. And it is my training on creating change the enough way. So, I break down the acronym a little bit more, and I also teach you how to do that.
Yes.
Teach
Yes.
you how to do it. I have not given it to anyone just yet because I'm like, this is my
Hey.
sauce, but I'm ready for the sauce to be out there. Okay. So Justin's people get it first.
I love
And
that.
I'm really honored
Mm. Mm.
to do that. So
Well, thank
no
you.
matter where you're at, we have something for you.
1,000%, 1,000%. But it takes you taking the action. Anna can't tell who's listening to this
Yes.
to hunt you down, right? You got to be able to take that action and act off of that feeling that you have because, I don't bring people on here that I don't believe in, let alone that I wouldn't work with
Mm,
myself or that I haven't worked with or that I don't know for a damn fact they not only provide value but change lives, right? And that's what Anna
yeah.
does. And so, I'm just really excited for people to listen to this episode. People have an opportunity, right? And, I see Anna Services as one of those services that will cost you more money to not have than it will to have. I'll even take the word money out of it. It'll cost you more money, time,
Yeah.
energy, opportunities, life, stress, anxiety, right? All of those things and many more. It'll cost you more of those things, right, to not have her services than it would to have, right? And I think with a lot of the things that, Anna's talking about here, it's either the stress of addressing or the stress of avoiding. At least pick the one option that has a return on investment, you know?
Yes.
And so, um,
So true.
Anna, I appreciate those opportunities for our people, especially the, exclusive offer that you've never offered anywhere before.
Mm,
And I hope everybody takes advantage of it. So, Anna, this was awesome. I really, really appreciate you, and I know the audience will too. So,
thank
thank you
you.
so, so much for coming to the show and pouring into our people. I appreciate it, and I know they will as well.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun.
Awesome. I told you it'd be fun.
I know.
So awesome. And I just appreciate everybody for coming back to another episode of the Holistic Hustle podcast. As I always say, I'm just trying to create content that changes the world, and having amazing guests like Anna helps with that. But what also helps with that is amazing listeners like y'all who can download, like, subscribe, and mainly share. If you know somebody that would benefit from this message, that would benefit from knowing Anna, having her in their world, right, and digesting what we just talked about today, please share this episode with them, right? And so we appreciate y'all, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Holistic Hustle podcast.